Hello students, good morning. Welcome back to your 7th lecture of English Grammar of Essay 2. In our previous lecture, we had started lesson number 15, simple past tense and simple future tense. Let's see what will we learn here in this lecture today. First of all, we will revise the previous knowledge. It means that whatever we had learnt in our last lecture means about the past tense, we will revise here and then we will start our new topic, and then we will see what is the future tense. In this topic I will explain and introduce the about the simple future tense. Then we will see the definition of simple future tense. Then we will see uses of simple future tense, and then we will do the exercise as per the rules. So let's start our revise to our previous knowledge, means about the tenses. As we know that tenses are based on the form of verb. It means that if we want to find out or identify any tenses from the sentence, then first of all we have to pick up the verb and identify which form of the verb is there, and with the form of verb and with the help of the verb we will easily identify the kind of tenses. There are three main kind of tenses. They are present tense, means today, past tense means yesterday, and future tense means tomorrow. We already learnt about present tense, simple present tense and present continuous tense in our previous lecture, past tense in our previous lecture, and today we are going to start the new tense is future tense. We have learnt simple present tense, present continuous tense in our previous lesson. In this lesson number 15, there are two tenses and they are simple past tense and simple future tense. We already learnt about simple past tense in our previous lecture, and our today's topic is simple future tense. Let's revise what is simple past tense and where and how we can use the simple past tense, and how the what is the rules of formation of the verb, means spelling rule of the verb of simple past tense verbs. Simple past tense is an action that happened in the past is called simple past tense. We often use the words like yesterday, last week, ago with the simple past tense. It means that if the action is done or if the action took place before the speaking, it is called the past tense. In English language, there are two types of verbs in the past tense, and they are regular verbs and irregular verbs. As we know that, what are the regular verbs? Regular verbs are that verbs that ends with D and ED. And what are the irregular verbs? Irregular verbs are that they do not ends with D or ED. It means that which verbs formed in past tense by adding D or ED are called the regular verbs, and which verbs do not make in past tense without any change, without adding D or ED, are called the irregular verbs. Let's see and revise the spelling rules of regular verbs. The first rule is double the consonant is stressed. it is that the consonant, when before using d or ed to the verb, if sometimes we are stress the last letter, at case we write the last letter twice if it is consonant. Stop, then stopped, stop, stop, and we make the stop in past tense like stopped, stopped. Next rule is add only d when the verb ends with e. When the verb ends with e, at that time we write only d to make it in a past form. Then change y to I and then add ed. Some verbs ends with y. At that time we remove y and add I in the place of y and then ed, means worry, worried. What is the spelling of worry? worry. So if we want to make it in a past form verb, then we remove y and add I at the place of y. So what will be the spelling? worri, and then add ed. So what will be the spelling of past form verb of worry? worried, worried. Now we will see, we revise the rule of irregular verbs. There is no particular any rule for the irregular verbs. Initiative usually with a vowel change. Sometimes we will change with a vowel, means speak. The spelling of speak is speak, speak. And what is the spelling of past tense form of the verb? Speak is a spoke, spoke, spoke. So we speak, speak, and the past form is spoke. So it is the changes of vowel. It can be grouped according to certain changes pattern which helps memorize them. In some cases we do not follow any rule, we just follow some particular pattern and make them in a past form. For example, eat, eat, ate, ate, run, run, ran, run, ran. Understand? These are the spelling rules of past tense verbs. And the last rule is some words which do not change in their formation of past tense. For example, cut, cut. If cut, we use cut in a present tense, and we want to use cut, put verbs in past tense, they remain same in past tense. They do not need any changes. These are the spelling rules. Okay, now let's start. Today's topic is what is future tense. So what is future tense? The future tense is the action which will be done in future is called future tense. It means that now we will revise all three tenses which we had learnt up to here, right? First is present tense. So what is present tense? We are talking about the regular movement, regular actions. It is called the present tense. If we talk about the action which already done, it's called past tense. And if the action will be done after some time, after near in future, it is called the future tense. That's why it is called the tomorrow tense. Understand? Let's see the definition of simple future tense. We use simple future tense when the action will be done or will happen after time of speaking later for in future. It means that the action will be happen or will be done after time of speaking or after time after in near later in future, after some time. It is called after some time. Or we can say that simple future tense is used to express which has not occurred yet and will occur after saying or in future. If we are talking about something that will happen after some time, at that case we use the helping verb of future tense and we will write the verbs in a future tense form. Okay, it is not occurred means it is not happening yet, but it will happen after some time, after time of speaking. Not compulsory, not a fixed time. It is called the future tense, but it will happen near in future. That is called the future tense. What form of verb we use in simple future tense? Have you remember which form of verb we use in simple present tense? Do and does in simple present tense. Which form of verb we use in present continuous tense? Is, am, are is as a helping verb and verb plus ing, verbs with ing form in a present continuous tense. And in a past tense we use d or ed, add d or ed to regular verbs, and or we use irregular verbs to make the verbs in a past form. Here let's see what form of the verb we use in a simple future tense. So we use will or shall with base verb or main verb, or we can say the root form of the verb in simple future tense. So what are the helping verbs for the future tense? Will or shall, and we use them with the root form, means whatever the verb, main verb, we only add will or shall before it, and then we will write in the sentence to make the sentence in a future tense. Let's see the formation of simple future tense. How to make the formation, how to make the sentence in a simple future tense. First of all, always the sentence will be start with a subject. Then we will add the helping verb. And what is the helping verb of future tense? Will or shall. Then we will use the main verb. Whatever the main verb is there, main verb, and then we will use the object to complete the sentence. Let's see the example as per the sentence formation. So what is the subject? Here I am taking Saurin as a subject, then will or shall is will, main verb is play. So what is the verb in a future tense? Will play. Saurin will play with me tomorrow is the object. Okay, so what will be the sentence? Saurin will play with me tomorrow. the sentence is in a simple future tense. Got it? So it is very easy tense to learn. You have to just only will or shall before the verb and the sentence be in a simple future tense. Let's see the table of uses of will and shall. Where we use will and where we use shall, let's see. With I and we use will or shall. Generally, only with I and we use only shall or will. Both helping verbs only with I and we. And with he, she, it, you and they, we use only will. Just remember that we use shall with only I and we. We cannot use shall with he, she, it, you, they. Only with I or we. And if you don't want to use shall with I and we, then okay, you can use will also. With I and we use both the helping verbs, either will or shall. But remember that thing, the shall will be used only with I and we, not with he, she, it, you and they. Understand? You have to just remember this table. It will be help you to form the sentence and identify the sentence in simple future tense. Now let's see uses of the simple future tense. What are the uses of the simple future tense? Use 1. Will to express a voluntary action. It means that we also use will when the request that someone help us or volunteer to do something for us. If we want to something and somebody tells us to that he will help us to do that thing, it is called the volunteer help. Or we can say that often we use will to respond to someone else's complaint or request for help. If somebody asking us for help and we will say yes or no, then at that time we use the simple future tense. Let's see the example. First, I will make some sandwiches. It is volunteer help. Somebody is hungry and if somebody is asking for, I am very hungry, then we will reply them, I will make sandwiches for you. I will make some sandwich for you, right? This kind of sentence, this kind of volunteer help. The second is, I will translate the sentences. If somebody asking, I don't understand what is written in the sentence, can you help me? Then what will you reply? Yes, I will translate the sentences. Let's move on. I hope you will understand this. These rules are only for the information. Okay, so don't get pressurized to see the rules. Just get knowledge. I will explain the rules only for your knowledge. In this case also only. Next use 2 is will to express a promise. Means if you promise anybody else, anybody, and you can follow, you can fill up your promise. At that way we will use the simple future tense. Let's see the examples for the better understanding. I will make sure everyone has a new notebook. Then I will promise that first of all I will check it that everyone has a new notebook or not. It is my promise. Then I will do something new, right? If we are going to do any activity and I told you to take some special material for that, then what will I say? I will make sure that everyone has all material for the activity, right? This kind of promises. I will tell him for tonight party. If I want to call him for the party but I forget to invite him, then I will tell somebody, can you tell him? Then what will be the reply from that side? Yes, I will tell him for tonight party. And third one is I will call you when I arrive. If somebody is waiting for us, then what we say about it? Yes, I will call you when I arrive. This is the second rule. The third rule is will, shall used to express a prediction. Let's see. Both can express the idea for a general prediction about the future. Predictions are guesses about what might happen in future. Prediction. Do you know what is the meaning of prediction? It is guesses about what might happen in future. Guessing about the future. Maybe it happen in future. It is called the prediction. At that time of the prediction, guesses of the future which maybe happen in future, at that time we use will or shall. Let's see the example. This movie will win several awards. Means it is not a present tense, it is not a past tense, but movie will win. Not all the action is not regularly done, the action is not already done, but it will be done in future, done in after some time. Maybe it happen in future. He will be the next president. It will be also the action that may be happen in future. It is not already done, it is not happen at this time, but it will happen in future. These are the rules which at that places we use will and shall. Now we will do the exercise and let's see what is the heading of the exercise. Change the following sentences in simple future tense. It means then whatever the sentence we have given in the question, we have to change it in a simple future tense. And how can we do it? Let's start the exercise. First is I meet them in London. The sentence is in a simple present tense, and now we want to make the sentence in a simple future tense. Then what will we do? First of all, if we want to identify the tense, first of all, what will we do? Yes, pick out the verb. What is the verb? Meet. Meet is the verb. So what will we do? What is the sentence formation of future tense? Subject. What is the subject here? I. Then what will we use? will or shall, then verb, and then the object. Let's see what will I, then will or shall, then meet them in London. Here we use both will or shall with I. Let's see. This way we will make all the sentences in a simple future tense. Let's see the next sentence. He does his work nicely. It is also in a simple present tense. Then what will we do? We will write first he, then we will, we add will, then what is the root form of does? It do his work nicely. So what will be the answer? He will do his work nicely. Understand? Let's see more sentences. Winnie and Minnie are playing together. Are playing is there. Are and playing is MR plus ing form of the verb. Which tense is that? It is a present continuous tense. And how to make it in a simple future tense? What will we do? We remove are and replace will and remove ing from playing. Yes. Then what will be the answer? Winnie and Minnie will play together. Understand? We remove are here and ing from the playing. Next sentence is you have a good time. Here what is the verb? Have is the verb. So what will we do? Before have we add will. So what will be the answer? You will have a good time. Understand? It is a answer. Next is we win this competition. So what is the verb here? Win. If we want to make a sentence in a simple future tense, then what will we do? Yes, before the verb we use will. Then what will be the answer? We will win this competition. The answer will be we will or shall win this competition. Just remember one thing, before with I and we only we use shall. Don't use shall with any other pronouns or nouns. Shall will be used only with I and we. Just remember that things. This is the way you can make the sentence in a simple future tense. I hope you have understand these all the rules which we had learned today. In our next lecture, we will do all the exercise together with all the three tenses. They are simple present tense, present continuous tense, simple past tense and simple future tense. Thank you. Have a great day.